So, how are we looking on the cryptocurrency market right now? It's not looking too good. Um, Bitcoin has fallen 32% in the last week, 15% in the last 24 hours. The price is down to 26,000 euros. Let's look at the dollar conversion real quick. So, Bitcoin is down to $32,000, less than $32,000. Is that a substantial amount? Is that such a substantial amount to where you would want to take your money out of the cryptocurrency market and panic sell? You do not want to ever panic sell, but perhaps you put, for example, imagine you put 500 euros, $500 of your own money that you may need in 2 weeks' time, but you're putting $500 into the market because you think that you may be able to double your investment times two, make a profit of $500 before you may need that money. But then once the 2 week shift comes around and you've lost $200, you can't really panic sell because then you would be losing $200. You would have to hold on to that investment until you reach a profit. But then you need the money at the same time. So that's why people panic sell. I think they put money into the market that they don't have and they aren't able to lose or throw away. We're not assuming that throwing away money is a good thing. It's a terrible thing. But with cryptocurrencies, it's kind of like how the market works right now because the stability is not there. There's no actual central system controlling the market. There's no regulatory system controlling the market. So the price fluctuation and the volatility of the market is going to continue. There's nothing that's going to stop that from reoccurring. But that's also what makes cryptocurrency such a good investment because even with all the volatility, even with all the fluctuations and the chaos that the cryptocurrency market shows, you can still make a profit because more likely than not, Bitcoin is going to go up to $100,000 in a few years. So cryptocurrency is always about the long game. It's not about, oh, let me just put in $100 today, and then when I wake up tomorrow morning, it's going to be at $200 and I've made $100 profit. No, it doesn't work like that. It's not as easy as 2 plus 2 equals 4. It's about patience. The most important asset to have with trading cryptocurrencies and investing in cryptocurrencies is patience. Patience, guys. That's the only thing that you can look at and say, okay, this is important. I mean, a lot of people, for example, I invested in Ethereum Classic. That was a good investment because I didn't lose too much. I bought in at $48. So even though now it's at $44, I've only lost $3. And I think the bottom is probably going to be as low as $40 or 35. And I'm pretty sure it's going to reach its maximum all-time high of $144 in a few years or possibly this year. We may be out of the bear market sooner than later. So yeah, even though people are panicking right now and everybody's selling and panic selling and getting scared because they're losing so much money, cool. But the only people that are making money right now, if they still have their cryptocurrency, is people that invested before the bear market, before the bull market, actually, before the prices went sky high, before the prices went sky high. So that would be at the beginning of January. So let me open up the chart. The only people that have made money this year are people that, well, okay, January the 21st. January the 21st, the price of Bitcoin was $28,000. So even if they bought in at the beginning of the year, they didn't make too much of a profit. I mean, if you look at it from that perspective, if they bought one Bitcoin, which most people don't, they would have made a profit of roughly $4,000, give or take, probably somewhere around 3,500 or something like that. Let's assume 3,000. Give it an even 3,000, even though it's more than 3,000, 3.5, whatever. So a $3,000 profit from the beginning of the year until now, and this is when it's bottoming out. This is the dip. This is the big dip. You see the downward trend here? This is a huge dip. I think I don't know if it's gonna reach below $20,000. That would be shocking to me for sure. That would be very shocking. Oh wow, it was at 11,000. Wait, let's look at 2017. $771, $1,000, and then it reaches $19,000 at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, which is $20,000, and then it goes all the way down to 9,000, 6,000, 7,000. Then it goes down to 3,000. So it never went below its market price of 4,000. Yeah, so the best time to invest would have been in 2017. An even better time would have been 2014. Even the prices were pretty much the same. From 2014 to 2017, you didn't see too much of an increase. So that's 3 years of waiting without much of an increase. There's an increase, but it's negligible. It didn't hit the thousand mark, or did it? So between then and here, it was going down to up, down, up, down, up. So even if you held from 2014, you probably would have sold in 2016 because you got impatient. But if you waited until 2018 and sold when it was 13,000, then you would have made a big, big profit, 10x. But if you waited even more, then you would have made even bigger profit if you sold there. So cryptocurrency is always about holding. You never want to sell your cryptocurrency unless you want to make a profit and get out. That's the only thing. I mean, making a profit and getting out and meeting your goal, even if the cryptocurrency market goes to the moon and you miss out on $500,000, you still met your goal of making X amount of money. So that's the strategy that you always want to look at. You want to make your money and get out, or you want to be in cryptocurrency for the long game and wait until it reaches what $100,000 market price. That's those are the two best. Those are the two best trading strategies that you can use for crypto. I think that's the only trading strategy that you can use for Bitcoin or any of these other popular cryptocurrencies. The altcoins, Ethereum is a great buy. Dogecoin, not so much of a great buy. Cardano is a great buy. BNB is also a great buy, even though the price is fluctuating quite a bit. I would look at Cardano more because the price is a bit more stable than Binance because there's not much room for maneuverability with Cardano. I mean, it can't go much lower than $1.15. But with Binance, there's so much flexibility with the price. So I feel like this is a bit more fluctuatious. I don't know if that's even a word. So yeah, Bitcoin market right now. I mean, there's a huge dip. I mean, you want to buy the dip, but that's the problem. The problem with buying the dip is you don't know when the bottom is. You don't know how much more of a dip there is going to be. You don't know if the dip is going to stop and there's going to be a pump, which more than likely there is going to be a pump. So yeah, I mean, yeah, cryptocurrency is a very volatile market, something that you want to do your research on, and something that you really want to think about before you put money into it. Yeah, that's basically what I gotta say. You do not want to put all your savings into Bitcoin. You want to put a percentage of your savings into Bitcoin, not all of it, because that's dangerous. And there's many different ways that you can limit the risk of losing your money by diversifying your portfolio or buying the cryptocurrencies at different times of the market so that you are taking advantage of the dumps and the pumps and the dips, because say you bought in January, you bought X amount of coins in January, and then in February you bought X amount of coins. January there's a huge dip and you lose a lot of money. You bought in at February also, but then there's a huge pump before February starts, and then you make a lot of no, there's a huge pump after you bought in at February. And then you have a huge profit that you might be able to sell off, and then you'll be able to regain all the money that you lost in January. So yeah, there's a lot of different methods and strategies that you want to think about before you buy cryptos. There's a huge dip in the market right now. It's red as fuck. But there's only slight times in the market where you can take advantage of the pump. So when there is a pump, I would advise you to sell when you are in the green and you've reached your goal. You have to have a goal in mind before you invest in any cryptos. Don't just go in blind and think this is easy. No, you have to have a strategy in mind. Well, for example, maybe you want to pay off your mortgage, maybe you want to buy a new car, maybe you want to buy a house, maybe you want to start a business. I don't know how much money you have invested, but you have to be careful and you should be vigilant and you should